Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So in this video we are going to discuss about the ducts of the pancreas, and also we'll look at the development of the pancreas. So coming to ducts of the pancreas. So what are the different ducts? Firstly we will be discussing about the main pancreatic duct. Main pancreatic duct of the Wirsung. So it is also called as the Wirsung duct, main pancreatic duct of the Wirsung. Usually there are two ducts, the main pancreatic duct and also we have the accessory pancreatic duct. So coming to the main pancreatic duct, it begins in the tail and traverses the whole length of the gland along its posterior surface. So we have the pancreas here. This is the pancreas, right? So the duct will begin from the posterior surface of the entire content like this. So this is the main pancreatic duct. It begins in the tail and traverses the whole length of the gland near its posterior surface, and at the neck it turns downward and then to the right to enter the second part of the duodenum. At the neck it will go downwards to enter the second part of the duodenum. It joins the bile duct as it pierces the duodenal wall. Here we have the duodenum, right? So it will join with the bile duct. It will join with the bile duct before entering the duodenum to form the hepatopancreatic ampulla. It will form the hepatopancreatic ampulla of Vater. So just before combining with the second part of the duodenum, it joins with the bile duct to form the hepatopancreatic ampulla of the Vater, which is nothing but as the major duodenal papilla. So this forms the major duodenal papilla. So it receives tributaries and smaller ducts throughout its entire length at right angle, which is known as the herringbone pattern. So this pattern it will receive at ducts. This is known as the herringbone pattern. In the herringbone pattern, it will relieve its ducts through the entire gland of the gland. Now coming to the accessory pancreatic duct, we have the second part called as the accessory pancreatic duct of Santorini. You have the accessory pancreatic duct. So what happens? This part will begin in the lower part of the head. So this accessory pancreatic duct, it will begin in the lower part of the head and then it will go like this. It begins in the lower part of the head and then runs upward and medially, crossing in front of the main pancreatic duct. It will cross with the main pancreatic duct and go up. It will also open into the second part of the duodenum on the summit of minor duodenal papilla. So this forms the minor duodenal papilla. So it will take from the lower part of the head, cross the main pancreatic duct and will open into the second part of the duodenum to enter into the minor duodenal papilla. So in 40% of cases it will communicate with the main pancreatic duct. In 40% of cases it will communicate with the main pancreatic duct to form the major duodenal papilla. So this is about the ducts of the pancreas. Now to development of the pancreas. So what about the development? The pancreas develops from the two buds, which is nothing but as the ventral pancreatic bud and as the dorsal pancreatic bud. We have the two buds, ventral and the dorsal pancreatic buds. So what happens? This is the foregut, right? Along the foregut we have the ventral pancreatic duct and the dorsal pancreatic buds. So this is the dorsal pancreatic bud and this one's the ventral pancreatic bud. So the pancreas develops from two separate buds, the ventral and the dorsal pancreatic buds. Hence it has two ducts. The smaller ventral pancreatic bud will arise in common with the hepatic bud. Here we have the hepatic bud for the liver. It will arise in common with that, and the larger dorsal pancreatic bud will arise more proximally from the duodenum. So what happens? Following the rotation of the gut, we have the rotation of the gut during the fetal development. Following the rotation of the gut, the ventral pancreatic duct will come along the posterior side. It will rotate like this and then it will come along the same side. So here we have the dorsal pancreatic duct and here we have the ventral pancreatic duct. This is the dorsal one and this is the ventral one. Following the rotation of the gut, this ventral will come towards the dorsal, and then what happens? Both of them will fuse together. So both of them will fuse together like this. So both of them will fuse together and then their ducts will also fuse. Afterwards it will result into like this. Complete. After that, this is the ventral pancreas join with the dorsal pancreatic bud to form the complete pancreas. This is about the development of the pancreas. So what are the congenital anomalies we have in the development? Firstly we have is the annular pancreas. Annular pancreas, this is about the congenital anomalies. So annular pancreas is a developmental anomaly in which a ring of the pancreatic tissue will encircle the second part of the duodenum. We have the second part of the duodenum, right? So some pancreatic tissue will encircle the second part of the duodenum. This is known as the annular pancreas. And then we have the accessory pancreatic tissue. Accessory pancreatic tissue. This is also a congenital anomaly. It may be found, the accessory pancreatic tissue may be found in the stomach, it may be found in the duodenum, small intestine, also as the Meckel's diverticulum, the greater omentum, hilum of spleen. So it occurs in the form of yellowish lobulated nodules, usually single lobulated nodules, about 1 to 6 mm in diameter, and also these 1/3 of these nodules will contain the islets of the Langerhans. So this is about the accessory pancreatic tissue and the annular pancreas. So thank you guys, thank you for watching video till the end. Please make sure to subscribe and hit the like button, and also share it to your other friends. Thank you so much.